Hello. I'm starting early because we have something that we got to do later on. So, and just in case I go over, I'll be trying to do 45 minutes, but when I get on my rant, it goes a little bit longer. So I know people attention spans is different, but yeah. So yep. So what up? Also, I'm getting to know this computer. Shout out to Ramona. That's our operations manager. She's the one helping us get organized. So this was a big help. My laptop crashed December of 2023. It actually was a glitch. And Apple had some type of glitch in December, and basically saying that my password did not work. And come to find out, it was a glitch or whatever. But by that time, I had restarted it, and then that's the only thing I hate about Mac products, Apple products. It's hard to get in. They switch up your passwords and all that stuff, and I think they do it on purpose. And it really is a lawsuit because you know for sure that your iCloud has been the same iCloud for the longest and the same password. But after randomly a year, 2 years, 3 months, 4 months, when you put in the same password and this same email, this iCloud, is never found. So I know it's something with that too, but I mean, I can't spend my life suing every little thing, but that is a lawsuit. Today I'm gonna talk about Kwame Raoul. Kwame Raoul is the Illinois Attorney General, and nobody can find Kwame Raoul. Kwame Raoul is what what's her name? What's that lady name? Kamala Harris was in California, and she was absolutely terrible. Attorney General. I don't even know how she made it as a vice president, but she made it as a vice president because they needed the black vote, that minority vote. So, but really just the black vote, because every other person knew that she was not black. And even the black influencers and mean girls and mean guys club, the Divine Nine, the elite, the boule, all that was pushing the black boule, like saying that she was this black woman that she was not. It was insane. So the Attorney General is the chief legal officer and top law enforcement official of a government, either at the federal or state level. And Kwame Raoul is at the state level. The federal level is appointed by the president. So as you know, AG Pam Bondi is our Attorney General for the United States of America. And she leads the U.S. Department of Justice. Her main duties is to enforce federal laws, represent U.S. in legal matters, oversees agencies like the FBI, DEA, Bureau of Prisons, can file lawsuits in federal court, including civil rights violations or antitrust cases, and advises the president and federal agencies on legal matters. On a state level, in most states, their main duty is to act as the state's chief legal advisor and prosecutor, defend the state in lawsuits, and can sue other entities like corporations or the federal government on behalf of residents. Investigates corruption, consumer fraud, civil rights violations, and environmental crimes. Oversees charities, nonprofit compliance, and often opioid litigation or police misconduct investigations. The Attorney General protects the public interest by enforcing the law, upholding justice, and holding powerful entities accountable, whether it's corporations, public officials, or government agencies. That is what the Attorney General is and does. And our Attorney General happens to be no other than Kwame Raoul. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul has a vast background in public service. Okay? Attorney General Raoul is honored to be invited to share the resources of the office in many organizations and audience. But you can't get a hold of him. Kwame Raoul was born in Chicago to Haitian immigrants. He brings a lifetime of legal experience and advocacy to the office. He was sworn in as Illinois 42nd Attorney General in 2019. This is when all of this stuff started being fucked up. 2019 is when niggas start sneaking in. The immigrants start sneaking into the government. All right? And took the oath to serve a second term, January 9th, 2023. He's on his second term of doing absolutely nothing for the state of Illinois as an Attorney General. Attorney General Raoul launched his legal career as a Cook County prosecutor, so he's part of the machine, and went on to be a partner at 2 national corporate law firms. He also serves as an Illinois state senator. He also served as an Illinois state senator for 14 years, leading to this, him being an attorney general, dream job. The Attorney General has initiated legislation to counter the long-term effects of violent crime and to support survivors. He created the first of its kind task force to take down organized retail crime networks. He protects children from online predators as leader of the Illinois Internet Crime Against Children Task Force. Okay? Attorney General Raoul partners with federal law enforcement to prevent mass shootings in schools and places of worship, fight violent crime, except illegal immigrant crime. Illegal alien crime, he does not team up with local law enforcement. And to investigate, this is the big one right here, to investigate fraud and public corruption. Our Kwame Raoul, our Attorney General for the state of Illinois. I'm going to read this again. Attorney General Raoul partners with federal law enforcement to prevent mass shootings in schools and places of worship, fight violent crime, and to investigate fraud and public corruption. He had led a collaboration with state and local enforcement that brought about an improved system to foster professionalism, accountability, and transparency for law enforcement officers statewide. Well, where is all this for these corrupt public officials in the state of fucking Illinois? Attorney General Raoul also safeguards Illinois consumers. The office manages tens of thousands of consumer fraud complaints. I'm pretty sure your office also manages millions of public corruption complaints. I'm pretty sure, because I know I've sent about 568 of them, but just myself. Okay? Saving residents millions through litigation and mediation each year. He holds accountable the industries that threaten public health with opioids, e-cigarettes, environmental pollution. He continues to fight against scams related to home repairs, auto sales, mortgages, identity theft, and student lending. The Attorney General regularly coordinates his advocacy efforts with other state attorney generals to defend access to quality health care and reproductive health services for all, protect our natural resources, fight for just immigration policies, curb gun violence, and to uphold civil rights for all individuals. Kwame Raoul. Kwame. They got senior advocacy. As the elderly population grows in Illinois and across our nation, protecting older citizens continues to be one of the most important responsibilities of the Attorney General's office. Far too often, scam artists, aka politicians as well, elected officials, the building department, we can start with them, perceive senior citizens as vulnerable and wealthy due to their ability to access retirement accounts and pensions. As a result, seniors are a frequent target of a wide range of consumer fraud scams. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul works to protect all Illinois seniors by taking legal action against those who prey on seniors and supporting legislation to toughen penalties against those who commit crimes against the elderly. The Attorney General provides a senior citizen fraud hotline. To contact the hotline, please call 1-800-243-5377, or you can email seniorhelpline@illag.gov. Now, you're not going to get anything back, but if you guys want to just try it out for your lawsuit, because you want to have all your documentation, so when you take these people to court, and when they ask you, well, did you do this? Did you do the steps? Yeah, I did it all. Kwame, the Kwame that you guys are describing on the website is not the Kwame that we all know that's out here. That's taxpayers that are fighting public corruption, any of those type of things. Not that Kwame. To report abuse, neglect, or exploitation of an older person living in the community, please contact the 24-hour Illinois Elder Abuse Hotline at 1-866-800-1409, or visit online www.illaging.illinois.gov. All right. That's for senior advocacy. Now, you've got the honest and open government. Keeping public information in meetings transparent, combating fraud against Medicaid and government programs, and investigating corruption by officials and employees. Yeah, all right. Well, he does not do that at all. But this is on the website. So when you sue this man and they tried to ask you, did you go through all the steps? Just make sure you did it. The Attorney General has the duty and responsibility to ensure that Illinois has an open and honest government that is accountable to the people it serves. The office has oversight of several important laws that ensure the free and open exchange of information between government and the public. Two pillars that uphold a functioning democracy. You hear that? Two pillars that uphold a functioning democracy are the Freedom of Information Act. Good luck on getting anything FOIA these days. And the Open Meetings Act. They violate that on the regular. I have a lawsuit right now with the city of Chicago. Michelle Harris, David Moore, Alvin Starks, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle, and the city of Chicago for violating the First Amendment altogether, but Open Meetings Act. The office also investigates fraud against government bodies and employees or officials who break public trust. So the Patriot from Warsaw knows exactly what's going on. All right. The Attorney General's Public Access Counselor, PAC, promotes transparency and access to government meetings and records and provides educational materials to the public in response to informal inquiries, issues advisory opinions on FOIA and Open Meetings Act in response to requests by public bodies, resolves or mediates FOIA and Open Meetings Act disputes between members of the public and public bodies. How can you resolve or mediate when you can't find Kwame Raoul, the Illinois Attorney General? Because the people who he has that are supposed to be taking care of these things also do not care. All right. Investigates and issues opinions when a FOIA request was denied or when it's alleged that a public body has violated OMA, Open Meetings Act. Provides electronic training to all FOIA officers and those designated by public bodies to receive Open Meetings Act training. The Attorney General upholds the public's trust in our governing bodies and public institutions by, hold on guys, investigating. They don't even investigate, so they'll never get to the prosecuting part, but investigating and prosecuting crimes committed by public servants and fighting fraud and unlawful acts against public bodies, including theft of state revenue or misuse of public funds. This is what our state Attorney General is supposed to be doing. This is on the website. This is on the illinoisattorneygeneral.gov. This is why you got, like, when you're writing these lawsuits against this nigga too, because he needs to be sued. You got to go back and get all the stuff that's on their website, because this is not my words. This is not your words. This is not even your opinion or what you think that they're supposed to do. This is what they are getting paid to do. This is what they got elected to do. Okay, this is corruption is running rampant, especially since I've been back here since 2023, and I done reached out to Kwame Raoul 530 something times. Okay, I go between him, Deborah Witzberg, Susan Haling, that's the state attorney general. Michael Horowitz is the federal I'm not state's attorney. Susan Halen is the state's inspector general. Then you have Deborah Witzberg, who's the city inspector general, and then you have Michael Horowitz, who is the federal inspector general, and he's absolutely trash too. I don't know why he's still in there. Like Trump didn't appoint. Trump actually needs to fire him and appoint his own inspector general. Michael Horowitz has been in there since this is like his third term. He's ass. He's just getting a check. He's just getting a check. This whole time I'm thinking this is man. But yeah. So okay. All right. Fighting fraud and unlawful acts against public bodies, including theft of state revenue or misuse of public funds. Sorry, I said that. Then it says the Attorney General's office's staff maintains a high ethical standard in order to effectively the Attorney General's office, my computer doing some weird stuff. The Attorney General's office staff maintains a high ethical standard in order to effectively and honestly serve the citizens of Illinois by instilling strict ethical principles through comprehensive training each year. These people have no idea what ethic is. They don't even know what an ethic is, what ethical is. They don't what? No. So you asking them to do comprehensive training? They don't even know how to comprehend the U.S. Constitution that they're violating in our face and trying to put everything on Donald Trump. Like, what? Donald Trump don't got shit. When y'all put this together, when y'all put this on this website, Donald Trump wasn't even in politics. Supporting procedures to report or address conduct that does not adhere to state ethic laws and the Office of the Attorney General's ethic policies, and cooperating with the Executive Inspector General to receive and investigate complaints. So the executive is Pam Bondi right now. And I'm pretty sure the civil rights Attorney General, I can't pronounce her name, but that's the one who put in the probe for what Brandon Johnson did. They didn't go through Kwame Raoul. They took it to the federal level because it was no way that it was getting down to these people, and they were actually going to investigate Brandon Johnson, because Brandon, from one Haitian to another Haitian, I don't think he would ever do anything like that. The Attorney General's Civil Rights Bureau protects the civil rights of Illinois residents. The Civil Rights Bureau does not represent individuals. We represent the interests of the people of the state of Illinois. The Bureau monitors, investigates, and enforces civil rights laws that prohibit discrimination on behalf of the state. The Bureau also works to strengthen the civil rights laws and participates in community outreach programs. Who is the Attorney General Civil Rights Bureau? Like, who are the people? Because I haven't seen them participate in no community. Illinois legislation gives the office the authority to address patterns and practices of discrimination in housing, public accommodations, including education, employment, and financial services. Address patterns and practices of unlawful or unconstitutional conduct by police departments or county corrections, including violations of the Freedom from Drone Surveillance Act. Bring civil hate crime lawsuits under the Illinois hate crime statute. Monitor the compliance of public and private colleges and universities in Illinois with the Preventing Sexual Violence in Higher Education Act. Enforce the monitor compliance with the Illinois Trust Act and Voices Act, which govern law enforcement's interactions with immigrant communities. If you would like to file a civil rights or hate crime complaint, which you guys need to do this too, the Attorney General encourages individuals to contact the office to report hate crimes, possible patterns of practice of discrimination or harassment, and other matters under the office's civil rights authority by submitting a complaint below. If you have questions, you may email the Civil Rights Bureau staff at civilrights@ilag.gov or call the Civil Rights Hotline at 1-877-581-3692. And you can go on the website, illinoisattorneygeneral.gov, and you can file a civil rights complaint out right there. Now, they're not going to get back to you. Screenshot it, though, so you have it when you sue these people. Upholding constitutional policing practices. Now, they have a Chicago Police Department consent decree on a website. The federal court approved the consent decree to reform the Chicago Police Department. But they don't have a consent decree to reform these public elected government officials for committing all these RICOs all over the state of Illinois. Mm-hmm. What's up? This is my man right here. What up? All right. Now, they have, when you first go on the website, they have, like, as soon as you get on a website, they have this guidance, Illinois laws enforcement for the immigration community. So they got, as soon as you get on there, they got the law enforcement and immigration, law enforcement guidance and reporting on compliance in Illinois Trust Act and Voices Act. These are the protections for the immigrant communities, because right now it's big business, it's big money in keeping all these people over here. You understand? So that's what we on right now. So he's got that, and he's also a Haitian immigrant. I'm not saying that immigrants is an issue. I'm saying that you are in America. You are in a country where people were born and raised right here that are born by two American parents that did not migrate from anywhere. My family came from, my mother's family came from Mississippi. My father's family came from Virginia and went to New York. My godfather's family came from Mississippi, and then they came to Chicago. You know, that's how the majority of this works. But this man and a lot of other people that's in this government, they came in, okay, let me say it like that. The progressive Democrats that are foreigners are anti-American, are socialists, are communists. They have a vendetta against America. Their systems in their countries are so broken and messed up that they are here. It's like they made a pact in 2018, 2019 to who is going to be the first country to conquer America, like Christopher Columbus, like how people get mad at Christopher Columbus for coming over here, whatever, because they say that, you know, he didn't discover it, but the Indians ain't beat his ass either. You understand? So this time it's the Venezuelans, the Puerto Ricans. Even though Puerto Rico is part of the United States, they cannot vote. So you have them. You have Ecuador. You have Mexico. You have India. You have Haiti. So you have all these people that are trying to get Chicago, Palestine, Israel. They're trying to get it. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with these progressive foreigners that's disguised as Democrats, that's trying to take over America. They're trying to figure out who they're playing Christopher Columbus. Who can conquer? What country can conquer America? Who can take over America and run America like how they would want their countries to be ran? So that is what we're up against. And we have an attorney general who doesn't care about the corruption that's happening in the state of Illinois, because he's in on it. He is a communist. He's a socialist. He is with all of the shits. He's with all of the shits. Okay. I gotta get back into my man, you know, because he is a piece of shit. You understand? And I need people to understand that. He should get no respect. Okay? He's born September 30th, 1964. He's a member of the Progressive Communist Democrat Party. Once Barack left, he took Barack's place. So, you know, they all have to make sure they got somebody that's going to continue to keep the bullshit going. He is married to Lisa Moore. Lisa Moore, I believe she's a doctor, anesthesiologist, if I'm not mistaken. He has 2 children. I believe the children are from this relationship that he had, and he was a cheater. He graduated from DePaul University and Illinois Institute of Technology. He served as the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, vice chair of the Senate Criminal Law Committee, and as a member of the Executive Gaming and Insurance and Public Health Committees. He was born in Chicago, like I say, to Haitian immigrants, parents, Dr. Janine, whatever his name is, and Marie Teresa Raoul. Raoul served as a partner of the law firm of Quarles and Brady, with a practice and concentration on employment and labor litigation. Raoul also served as Cook County prosecutor and previously worked as a senior counselor for the city colleges of Chicago. He unsuccessfully challenged 4th Ward Chicago Alderman Tony Dwayne Preckwinkle in both 95 and 99, but lost. He was appointed 2004 to file the state Senate vacancy caused by the resignation of Barack Obama, who had been elected to the United States Senate. During his time as senator, he successfully advanced legislation promoting civil justice, early childhood education, domestic violence prevention, and political reform. In his first year in the General Assembly, Raoul established a progressive agenda. See, that progressive word, His work led to the passage of laws expanding access to early voting in Illinois. Oh shit. The dead. Access to the early dead voting in Illinois, and the state's low-income energy assistance program, as well as the crackdown on the payday loan industry. Raoul sponsored a bill that would require grants distributed by Illinois State Board of Education to early childhood education and preschool programs be used to improve and expand the quality of services. He also backed legislation aimed at easing the of ex-offenders in the community. So he should really be pushing for Larry Hoover's release. This legislation allows good conduct, because he's been locked up in solitary confinement for 30 years. So I don't know what bad behavior he could be doing. And he was in his 50s when he got in there, because he's 76. I'm talking about Larry Hoover. But anyway, this legislation allows good credit to be awarded to inmates who earn their high school diplomas or GEDs, as well as inmates who participate in substance abuse programs. I'm pretty sure Larry Hoover has 455 certificates being locked up. Okay, I have been incarcerated as well. And when I was younger and when I was in prison in New York, upstate New York, I had about 45 certificates, and that was only for a year and a half. So imagine 50 years. Raoul has championed legislation on criminal justice reform, including legislation that abolishes the death penalty and legislation creating the Torture Inquiry Commission. He also championed legislation aimed at breaking the code of silence by deterring intimidation of those who cooperate with law enforcement officers. Raoul has supported efforts to create and retain jobs in the state of Illinois, including his sponsorship of legislation to extend the economic development for a growing economy. Nothing is growing but taxes. Tax credit to companies. I don't even think they're leaving. All the companies are leaving. He also championed the effort to pass comprehensive worker compensation reform. As chairman of the Senate's Pension and Investment Committee, Raoul advocated for pension ethics reform and led efforts to expand opportunities for minority and women-owned financial service firms. As chairman of the Senate's redistricting committee, Raoul introduced legislation that created the Illinois Voting Rights Act to protect racial and language minorities in the legislative redistricting process. Now, I don't understand what racial and language minorities, what are you protecting? Because I know for sure this last election, them OGs that are diehard Democrats, poll watchers, them old ladies that need to be they need to be fired and never hired again. We're telling people in their language to vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for everybody. Blue down the line. Blue down. Nothing red. Trump a racist. And they were doing that. People, some of my group was catching it. That was signing up. A lot of young people was already. They already knew they was voting for Trump, because again, it's not about a race thing. It's about what they saw during. Mind you, the young kids had to deal with COVID. You know, nobody doesn't really ask them how it affected them. They don't really care. So you're dealing with that. You're dealing with people that they made so much money because they had to be online. You understand? They had to figure out TikTok. You know, a lot of people went viral. A lot of people made businesses making CMOS, making all this stuff because they had this planned attack because they wanted to get my man out of office because they didn't want him to do a second consecutive term, which they should have did. But since they did not do that, kids saw what was going on. See, kids was making money. Kids wasn't hurting the way that they think they were hurting and stuff like that. They weren't seeing the oppression and the racism that the Democrats, especially the Black Democrats, elected officials and stuff, try to put on people, or the domestic violence in the Black women households and stuff like that. When I know for sure, see this finger right here, this finger right here, is because of domestic violence. Okay, domestic violence in at my house. Okay, I'm telling you how messed up this whole system is. Now, as you know, I date women, and I had to calm down because I keep picking the wrong ones. Okay, I got a issue with being attracted to the wrong hoes, okay? But, for instance, for this case, shorty bit the tip of my finger off. And it was at my house. And I called the police. Police came. Police were gonna lock both of us up. Now, mind you, I ain't got, my tip of my finger is gone. I mean, gone. I would show you a picture of it, but I don't know how grossed out you guys would be. But that's how serious it was, right? The police was like, we can lock you both up. I said, call the supervisor. Because y'all crazy. Call the supervisor. The supervisor sees that I have no tip of my finger. And he was like, lock her up. Talking about the girl who bit my finger off, right? The ambulance went to ask her, how do you know which way did you spit the tip of her finger out? But after I had to call the supervisor because they look at me as the man in a relationship. At the end of the day, it's two women fighting. So the whole shit is messed up. The whole system is messed up. So I get the side where if a man does reach out and call the police or something like that, they still gonna try to arrest both of them. That's just what they do, because nobody does not have that. No one doesn't have the experience to deal with domestic violences, with cases, with same-sex cases, with the case where a man, regardless of how much they want to put their hands on a woman, they know that they were raised not to. But when they call the police, they'll if the girl will sit and cry and lie and do all that, and because she may be small and you may be bigger, they're gonna go and arrest you. Like, it's messed up. I see it. It's upsetting. I'm not putting it on everybody, but at the end of the day, I see how the situation is. You understand? So all that needs to be out. So when it comes to the protecting racial and language minorities and all that stuff, nah, like y'all, these people are straight breaking hell of laws, and you guys aren't saying anything, because as long as it's y'all way or going in your favor, the Democratic Party, y'all are going to turn a blind eye. Raoul was among the candidates. Illinois Governor Rod B. considered to fill Barack Obama's U.S. Senate seat upon Obama's victory in the 2008 presidential election. Raoul withdrew his name from the consideration, weary of entering into a quid pro quo with the governor, who later became embroiled in a corruption scandal over his attempt to sell the appointment, which is crazy because Pritzker also attempts to sell the appointment, and he's our governor. Raoul was succeeded in the Illinois Senate by another activist, Robert Peters, who's also fucking terrible. And he just got endorsed by Bernie Sanders. He needs to be out of office. I mean, he's trying to, I forgot, he's leaving that to go to, I don't know if he wants to fill Robin Kelly. He's trying to fill somebody's seat, but he doesn't need to be nowhere near any seats, Robert Peters. All right. In September 2017, Raoul launched his campaign for Attorney General of Illinois. Originally, he was expected to run for mayor of Chicago in 2019. Oh my God. But declined, thank God. Among a crowded field of 8 Democratic candidates, Raoul received several significant endorsements by Danny Senal K. Davis of Illinois' 7th Congressional District, President of the Illinois State Senate, John Cullerton, the Chicago's Teachers Union, gang, the Progressive gang, they all need to be arrested. Every board member from the CTU, they are the gang of the gangs of the gangs. The Cook County Democratic Party, oh my God, another gang. And the Madison County Democratic Party, who are they? According to Raoul's campaign website, he supports ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment and co-sponsored the Equal Wage Act in Illinois. The Equal Rights Amendment was a proposed amendment to the United States Constitution that would prohibit sex discrimination. It's not currently a part of the Constitution, though its ratification status has long been debated. It was written by Alice Paul and Crystal Eastman and first introduced to Congress in December 1923. With the rise of the women's movement in the United States during the 1960s, the ERA garnered increasing support, and after being reintroduced by Representative Martha Griffiths in 1971, it was approved by the U.S. All right, y'all. I'm back. Maybe they'll see me. Do y'all hear me? All right, do y'all hear me? All right, I'm back. I don't know how this went. It died. But do you see me? Do you hear me? Are you here? Are we here? Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get this together, okay? This died. So when it's plugged up, it moves slow. When it's not plugged up, you see me, like I'm fast, it's like regular movement. So I thought it was charging the whole time, but it was not. So that's my fault. I got to go back to where I was. I was trying to, all right. A 19 deadline was included with the legislation by Congress. A simple majority of Congress later extended the deadline to 1982. Both deadlines passed with the ERA 3 short of the necessary 38 states for ratification. There are ongoing efforts to ratify the amendment. The purpose of the ERA is to guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens, regardless of sex. In the early history of equal rights amendments, middle-class women were largely supportive. Okay, I'm not even going to keep going because to guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens, regardless of sex. I've got everything. So I don't know what are they talking about. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I just feel like they just be adding extra shit because they've been trying to push this weird, trying to make illegals everything that we are. Even though they won't do none of this stuff in their countries. Like Kwame Raoul, go to Haiti. Haiti needs you right now. Haiti needs you right now to help them. Barbecue he needs your services. I know you probably work with Barbecue, but he needs your services. All right? Okay. It was later vetoed by Governor Ronner, thank God. He believes that abortion should be safe, legal, and accessible. He supports increasing gun restrictions and reforming the criminal justice system. To increasing gun restrictions is crazy when you've got every fucking gang over here and you do not care. See, this is why I don't like this shit. I don't like this. I don't like this. Well, yeah. Anyway. Raoul won the Democratic primary election on March 20th, 2018, winning 30% of the votes. 30%. 30%. We got this nigga in 30%. 30 of the votes in an 8-way primary contest that included others, among former Governor Pat Quinn, and he faced Republican nominee Erica Holder. Now, I've been trying to reach out to Erica Holder because I feel like Erica Holder has a chance now to try to run if she wants to, because even she probably would have won. They got her on how she felt about marriage and how marriage should be between a man and a woman. That's her belief and all that. Like, she has the right to believe that. She has a right. That's a problem that people don't understand. Like, I have the right to however I want to live my life, as long as I'm not affecting or hurting or causing anybody. It's my personal life, my personal choice, as long as I'm not doing anything that's unlawful or illegal. Just like she believes that marriage should be between a man and a woman. But they used that against her, this progressive bullshit, and she lost. But I feel like she has a chance to try and run again. But I would like to speak to her. So I've been trying to figure out how I can get in touch with Miss Erica Harold and see how she feels now. She's a former Miss America and Champaign in Urbana, Illinois attorney who won her two-way contest with 59% of the vote. On November 6, 2018, Raoul defeated with 54% of the vote. Then he won re-election the second term because he ran unopposed. So it's not like he won. Nigga, on November 28, 2022, he defeated Republican Tom DeVore in the general election, receiving 54% of the vote. Now he keeps getting 54% of the vote. And see, he got a 54% of the vote when he ran against Erica Harold in 2018, and then he won 54% of the vote in 2022. That's because there's an algorithm now. They learn how to do this algorithm situation that's like when it comes with everything, and they know how to do it with this voting stuff. They know the certain parts, that's the people who's part of the machine. They know all of those situations. So when it comes to that, people do not, I guess, ask for a recount, and they don't have nobody there or whatever, or they're probably not going to. But it's really weird how he won 54% of the vote in 2018 and 54% of the vote in 2022. But I see that. If you're part of the machine, it's going to be like that. All right. Raoul won re-election to a second term. All right, I told you that. Personal life. Raoul lives in the Hyde Park, Kenwood area. He is married to Dr. Lisa Moore and has 2 children. He is also a life member of the Kappa Alpha Psi. Oh my God. The Do Nothing Kappas. And a member of the Chicago chapter of 100 Black Men who, what do they do? What do these 100 Black men do? Raoul is a prostate cancer survivor, and I heard that he still is dealing with prostate. They said that's one of the reasons why. Word is, damn, I hate that this is like this. I hate that I gotta do all this. But word is that he's dealing with prostate cancer again. That's why you really don't see him as much. And if that's the case, you need to resign. And work on whatever you need to do with that. Raoul has directed volunteer legal clinics in his district. He has served on the board of directors of the Cook County Bar Association and the North Central province of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He has coached Hyde Park Biddy basketball and has been an AYSO soccer volunteer. He has participated in voter registration campaigns with no other than Rainbow Push. Rainbow Push. And has served as a volunteer election day lawyer. And he was raised as a Catholic. Oh, embarrassing. Embarrassing that you were raised as a Catholic and you are disrespecting my mama, who's a Catholic. I'm a Catholic. My family's Catholic, born and raised Catholic. And we have reached out to you. We know people who are personally tied to you and have tried to reach out to people, and you still have not responded. That's how I know that you're not shit, Kwame Raoul. Now, Kwame Raoul is not going to investigate any crimes, any public corruption, because he is part of the corruption. He is part of the machine. He is making money from this illegal immigration Ponzi scheme, and he plays a pivotal role in this because he is the state attorney general. This is the person who you are supposed to go and talk to. You're supposed to go and reach out to when it comes to corruption. And when you sue any of these people, like the judges or Governor Pritzker, stuff like that, the person who's going to be the lawyer is going to be Kwame Raoul. Okay, so that yes, I will read that, Tim. So yes, that is the problem. So nothing's never going to change because he is part of this new progressive machine that has been building very, very, very slowly. And they have been using our children that thinking that they're fighting for the injustices of police brutality, using people like Frank No Good Chapman, and other people. There's some people that are good with Chapman that I feel like are wrapped up because they think that they're fighting for a good cause, but they're fighting for a good cause with the wrong nigga. And that's just what it is. Frank Chapman's part of the machine, and he's been getting money paid off with this whole stuff. Now that I moved over from police brutality to let me go throw on a Palestine. Let me go throw on a Palestine scarf and now be part of the Palestine movement. But they're all dangerous. Every one of these people are dangerous. You can file everything you want to file when it comes to all of the corruption. When you even go up there to speak to them. Now, me and Jessica Jackson was able to get up to Kwame Raoul's office. They had two people come down, a Mexican chick and an Asian chick. Of course, they didn't do anything either, and they're not going to do anything because they are all in on it. All of these fucking foreigners are running our government. So you've got our Attorney General, Haitian, our mayor, Haitian, Pritzker, a Jew, a racist Jew. You have Tony Preckwinkle, a progressive old dyke. You've got Lieutenant Governor Stratton, a placeholder, just a face right there to make it seem like we got to get the black vote. So let's put them together. So we partner racist Pritzker with Lieutenant Stratton. Okay, that's what Julianne Stratton's never going to speak out against Larry Hoover because she's trying to get this senator seat that she's never going to get. Okay, then you have the committee of chairmen people. Who is that? That's Andre Vasquez for the budget of the immigrants and refugee rights chairman, Andre Vasquez. You have the deputy mayor who Brandon Johnson made as the immigrant and refugee deputy mayor rights. Whatever, mayor. It doesn't make any sense, but she's that mayor. But they have all these people in the position. So then you have the crooked clergy. One of the oldest crooked clergies that we'll be talking about is and I'll be figuring this out another day. But Father Flager, Michael Flager. He is he's part of the old machine, and he also has learned how to use us in a community and off this gun violence and all that stuff, these gun buybacks and all that, give you a gift card and all that bullshit, because he's part of the gang. Then you've got people like T.L. Barrett and Tory Barrett, and then you've got these fucked up aldermen that majority of them sold themselves out, so they really can't do anything. And then you had Rahm Emanuel, who really tried to put all this together with Barack bitch-ass Obama when it came to this progressive movement in this Office of New American Plan and all that stuff. And then for a minute, the federal government came and took CHA away from Chicago, and the federal government was the oversight of CHA. But what happened was, when Obama bitch ass got into as a president, but it was daily asked for it to come back, for them to have oversight, and then he daily put some of his people over it. But basically saying all of this has been put together. That's why we have 65,000 displaced CHA members and all that stuff. You've got the coon activists that have sold out and stuff like that. That's why they're really mad at me and mad at our organization and stuff, because we see the bullshit. On top of I'm battling a problem. I'm battling the city. I'm battling for the injustices of them knocking down my family's building and my mother's investment that she helped with her friend to do the affordable housing that they keep talking about all the time, and they won't give her money back. So that's that. Man, I hate that this is like this. I don't know who does Kwame Raoul's page. And I think one time they had blocked me. The last thing that he says, with all the contributions President Biden has made towards investment in cancer research, he deserved our prayers. Having lost my dad to prostate cancer, I pray for a successful and comfortable treatment. You are a warrior, President Biden. You also might be still dealing with prostate cancer, and that's why you also aren't out here the way that you need to be out here. Then you have the nerve to repost the opinion law firms talking about the calculation to Trump harm when it comes to Illinois residents, when you are harming Illinois residents by not overseeing all the corruption that's happening, and you are the Attorney General. They also have something called the Leadership and Innovation at the Illinois AG's office. And it's by Stephanie C. Pipergrass, Chuck Simp, and Stephanie Kazul on April 24th. It's an episode of regulatory oversight. Stephanie Kazul, Chuck Simp welcome Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul. So they did catch him April 24th. And Chief Deputy AG Brent Stratton. Raoul and Stratton share their career inspirations, unique journeys into politics, and the challenges they have faced in their political endeavors. The duo explains the AG office's organizational structure, which is disorganized and no structure at all, and operations, as well as their contributions to the office. I'm trying to figure out, what are they contributing? They highlight their efforts in enhancing worker protection, combating internet crimes against children, and addressing organized retail crime. The episode concludes with Raoul and Stratton reflecting on their roles and career milestones. When they talk about, because this is like the third time that I see that they have this big thing about organized retail crime. The illegals, especially the Venezuelans, they have been stealing from Macy's since they got over here. And they're still stealing. So what organized retail crime are you talking about? Are you talking about the kids stealing? You talking about our kids stealing for survival because you giving all this, you making sure everybody else got shit, but our kids in our community? Because what organized retail crime are y'all addressing? Because for the last, since 2023, these illegal immigrants have been stealing out of the malls, out of Macy's, from Orland Park to downtown to Aldi they're going out to the suburbs and stealing. And you haven't addressed any of that organized crime, retail crime, and they stealing like crazy. And got the nerve to set it up back downtown with no permit. You can go get you a whole polo jogging suit for $100. Kwame. So I'm trying to figure out where, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So that's a website. I mean, that's a podcast that I'm definitely going to listen to. Matter of fact, I'm going to repost it so you guys can listen to it too. Kwame also said on the 14th of March, they found him again, ABC7 Chicago, that the best lawyers are strained with a limited budget, but will continue their legal actions against the Trump administration. No legal action against the people here. No legal action against Governor Pritzker, Mayor Brandon Johnson, the Buildings Department, Marlene Hopkins, David Moore, Walter Burnett. No legal actions against the people here, right in Chicago, in the state of Illinois, that's fucking the city up. Here, a Harvey mayor, that nigga is straight violating everybody's First Amendment if you go over there. He also said on the 30th of January, Trump is a president, not a king. He needs to abide by the Constitution and the rule of law. Our Attorney General, Kwame Raoul, said January 30th, 2025, that Trump is a president, not a king, and he needs to abide by the Constitution and the rule of law. These are his words. He also said on 11/1, 2024, when he was on a bus with a whole bunch of people, let's see, Susanna Mendoza, the Dick Durbin, Valencia lady, he in the front with these Kamala signs because they just knew she was going to do something. At the Harris Waltz, he put Shabuya, Sabuya, roll call, get on the bus. Illinois Dems on the move. Our Attorney General. For 2 years, I've been reaching out to you about this corruption that I'm dealing with my personal case. And then Ms. Jackson at the time, we was doing it together. And then it was an overall thing that we see that they're doing it to a whole bunch of people in Chicago and Illinois. And we're trying to get this to you and let you know this, but you are Shabuya, Shabuya, roll call, get on a bus for Kamala Harris. He also said on September 15th, 2024, the weeknight on MSNBC, Haitian Americans are a part of the American fabric, on pride in his community and faith in the public, to rebuke the racist lies of Donald Trump. The only people that is racist, I'm trying to tell you, is us against each other. This is our Attorney General, Kwame Raoul. This is a Haitian American man. This is a black man, whatever you guys want to call it. And they're stealing black people's property in our communities, and we can't get no help from this man. But he has called Trump all types of names. He also has said that Trump is going to uphold the Constitution, but he doesn't uphold the U.S. Constitution. He also said August 11, 2024, that he's standing strong with Kamala Harris, New York Times. Sometimes as black men, we get confused as to what strength is. And sometimes we think that standing behind a black woman as a leader, as a black, this is why this. Whew, all right. Sometimes as a black man, we get confused to what strength is, and sometimes we think that standing behind a black man as a leader does not display strength as black men. Kwame Raoul, the Attorney General of Illinois, told more than 40,000 black men on a virtual fundraising call. I'm here to tell you all tonight that it does the opposite of that. It displays strength. I am so glad, black men who saw through the bullshit. I'm so glad men who saw through the bullshit and did not vote for someone who is not black. Thank you to all you kings out there who saw through the bullshit. And yeah, thank you. On August 6, 2024, because he says, I'm excited about the vice president choice of Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. The choices she had reflect a strong bench of leaders in the Democratic Party. I look forward to welcoming an energized and unified Democratic Party to my hometown of Chicago in 13 days. When the DNC came here, and it was a clown show they had the Planned Parenthood buses outside with the vasectomy buses for the Americans. Now, all the illegals can have all the babies they want. Matter of fact, they standing on the 14th Amendment that they can keep. Not only can you have a baby here, we're going to make sure that this 14th Amendment is for you as well. Fuck the enslaved. Fuck the descendants of enslaved. Fuck the Reconstruction era. We're going to make sure that y'all have all the babies what you want. I'm going to give you all the expenses and resources. And you will never have to worry about anything when it comes to take care of this baby. But when it comes to the American citizens, we will have Planned Parenthood buses and vasectomy trucks outside, so y'all don't have no babies. Yes. Our Attorney General. So, in conclusion, this is my first part of Kwame Raoul, because I really need people to understand why Kwame Raoul can never be reelected in anything. He can't be, if he does not get arrested. I want him to be the first. I don't know if any other attorney general has been arrested, but I want him to be the first attorney general to be arrested in this RICO that we're dealing with in the name of illegal immigration. So I'm going to I just need people to understand, like, he plays a major role in all this corruption. Like, he can stop all of this that's going on right now. Like, all the public corruption that's happening in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois when it comes to the elected officials and the public service, this is his job. Like, this is his job. And you can't find him. You cannot find Kwame Raoul at all. You can't find him. So you got Erica Harold, and I think it's just hold on. We got Erica Harold that I would like to talk to see if she has any interest. But there's also trying to get Andy Williams. Andy Williams is also running for Attorney General. And you guys should look him up online. It's Andy Hood Candidate Williams Jr. He is a 2026 candidate for Illinois Attorney General. He's an abolitionist, an advocate, and a social entrepreneur. Last thing he said, there is a plan to flip Illinois red. It's radical and revolutionary. Have us come to your next county, precinct, or township meeting. So you guys should look him up. You guys should look at his, he has a website, look at his platform, and I mean, and see what he has to offer. But we're not going to get anywhere if we do not get these established Democrats and Republicans in office that go with this machine. One of my good friends said, and she's in the group, she says that all these people will be in a courtroom, will be on TV, will say all this stuff, and act like they don't like each other and they're against it, like with the whole Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson, or Kwame Raoul. He was saying a couple of things in the beginning when it came out about Brandon Johnson and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, these people all work together. And they all get money together. And they all sign deals together. They are together. This is a squad. This is a corrupt squad. This is a squad. So it doesn't matter what they're acting. These are political actors. They are giving us their best acting skills. They're giving Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson. They playing the shit out of their parts. But at the end of the day, it's all at the expense of our livelihoods, our tax dollars, and our communities. And in order to break this up and this system up, you have to get these people out of office. You have to get these people out of office. You guys have to register to vote. You guys have to register your kids to vote. You have to make sure that we got people that are in these polling positions that are watching these old ladies lie to these kids and lie to these other people about voting all down the block. Voting blue all down, and try and give their political opinion on who they think is racist or not. You can't sit here and call Trump a racist while being real silent when it comes to Governor Pritzker, who is a racist, just like Jim Crow Joe Biden, a racist. Y'all let that man said that if you are not black if you don't vote for me. Y'all let that white man who locked all them people up in 94 and 93 with his crime bill that he sponsored with the help of Bill Clinton tell y'all niggas that, and y'all went with it. But y'all got it. But that's because it's blue. As long as he said he could say whatever, he could whoop my ass. But as long as he's a Democrat, that's all that matters. He could do whatever he wants. He could straight rape me. But as long as he's a Democrat, that's all that matters. I don't want to get raped by no Republican now. But just yes, rape me, please, and then hang me on a tree. Hang me on a tree, too. Yeah. Hang me on a tree. After that too, hang me on the tree. After you rape me, beat me, take everything that I have and everything I built for my family, hang me on a tree because I died for the Democrats. I died for the Democrats. I want to be known as dying for the party who never gave a fuck about me, because I just hate Trump that much. You got Trump, say a billionaire. You got Pritzker, a billionaire. But Pritzker, as long as Pritzker's a billionaire on the blue side and robbing you, you good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out this system, because I hate this going back and forth, this glitching and all that stuff. But I do know when I plug this up, it doesn't. When it's in its battery was dying. So that's the thing. So I thought it was plugged up and it was not. So that was my fault. So tomorrow I am going to be doing a live about Larry Hoover's RICO versus J.B. Pritzker's RICO, Daley Jr.'s RICO, Madigan's RICO, and some other RICOs. Because I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to figure out. I didn't understand. I'm trying to figure out how our people skipping everything these white racist pieces of shit are doing on the Democrat side, but y'all are not saying anything about it. Like y'all literally are covering up for them. Y'all don't care. Y'all are dying on the RICO hill for the blue. But when it comes to Larry Hoover, when it comes to Trump, when it comes to anybody that's against this bullshit that's happening and see the corruption and see the hypocrisy, it's how dare y'all. What? So I got my group working on the slideshows and stuff, because y'all gonna have to, I know I'm gonna have to drill this into you like y'all are 5-year-olds. No, the ones that do get it, they get it. Now I appreciate y'all. But there's no way in the world that you guys are this fucking clueless. Like y'all so used to trauma and being in trauma and normalized trauma and paying for your own trauma that y'all don't even see that the issue is y'all, because y'all are allowing to get fucked by the wrong party that you think gives a fuck about you. Well, they both don't give a fuck. Well, I at this point, I give a fuck about myself, and that's how it goes. If you give a fuck about yourself, you're going to demand that the party give a fuck about you. And honestly, I'm going to go to a party where the 13, 14, and 15, that's where our history is. It starts right there. Okay, and I'm going to talk to them about this 14th Amendment that the President of the United States, who happens to be a MAGA Republican, is talking about too, in defense of us, in response to us. He's out there arguing about why that 14th Amendment is for us and why we need the Birthright Citizenship Act so these anchor babies don't come over here. I mean, these scammers, these legal scammers come over here as soon as they get to the border. They start fucking immediately so they can have a baby, so they can keep the baby over here, so they can stay over here, and continue to fuck over, continue to bankrupt America. So he the only one that's arguing about why the 14th Amendment belongs to us. Also, it's violating every American citizen, especially the ones who were born on this soil's due process and equal protection. But y'all aren't understanding that part because y'all hate Trump. That's why I say, like, I never anybody that comes at me, I don't care who you are. We could have been friends for the longest. If you come at me about Trump, if I go on my timeline, I don't give a fuck what timeline it is, and I see y'all talking crazy about Trump, and y'all are not talking about the local and state government and these politics right here who's fucking us over, not Trump. I'm unfollowing you, I'm blocking you, and even when you see me, there's nothing that you don't say, nothing when you see me. Because you ignorant, you retarded, and you slow, and I don't want to align myself with a retard, ignorant, slow, or you're a narcissist, or you're just that evil. But either way, if you don't see the bullshit, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. I have been threatened. I have been physically assaulted. All of this stuff in the name of a Democrat trying to save this Democratic Party because y'all getting crumbs and shit because y'all are slaves to the bullshit. Nah, that's not me. Never. So that's that piece. I will see y'all tomorrow. Please like and share this. And that's it. What's up, Miss Shirley? How you doing? But yeah, and it will be a part 2 of Kwame Raoul because I want to get into the letters that I've reached out to him and other people in his camp. I also want to discuss all of his Trump rhetoric and the fact, and I want to get into how deep he is in this machine and how dangerous he is and why he does not need to be in office. And he is really the female version of Kamala Harris when it came to the California Attorney General there. That's why another reason why, like, she wasn't really going to get in anyway, because them Californians remembered her as an Attorney General, and she was fucking terrible, just like he's fucking terrible. So it's the issue is we need to pay attention more to politics. We need to realize it's like an investment. It's honestly an investment. Our tax dollar is invested into this government. So because we're paying taxes and because we are contributing to their lifestyle with our tax dollar, we are the ones that have to say to put these people in positions. And if they're not doing what they need to do, or they're not fighting on behalf of us, like nobody is, that's why these taxes keep going up, and they can sit and lie and talk about, well, no, we're trying, or we're here. And if only one person is fighting and the rest of them are not, it really doesn't matter. Like, for instance, yeah, Bill cool, Lopez cool. It's 2 niggas down there that's fighting, but at the end of the day, it's 48 disgraced aldermen that aren't. So does it really matter what they're doing? No. You understand what I'm saying? It goes back to these people will laugh and talk with some of the enemy, because at the end of the day, they getting paid. Regardless of how much the taxes go up, they're going to get paid. They're going to get their kickbacks. They're going to get whatever they need to make sure their family and their peoples is good. We need to find the people. We need to put the people in office that's not only going to make sure their family is good, they're going to make sure that everybody around them is good as well. Because we are the ones that are keeping you in office, regardless of how y'all feel like y'all gonna win, regardless because of the dead votes. Because this time it ain't gonna work. This time it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Yeah, we literally have zero representation in Illinois. Like, and honestly, y'all not even gonna be able to keep your Section 8 vouchers, because they're slowly taking them and giving it to the illegals. Y'all not gonna have shit. And they make it to the point where you're not going to get any media. You're not going to get any coverage about it. You're not going to get a lawyer to help you. You can't contact Attorney General. If you can't go to the Illinois Attorney General about corruption, then where can you go? You can't go to Rainbow Push. If you can't go to Rainbow Push, then where can you go? to the federal government to July 3rd, meet me down at the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. to protest this 14th Amendment. And then we're going to take our talents to our Freedmen homecoming in front of the White House. And we're going to let President Trump know, please send the Department of Justice to the state of fucking Illinois and come pick up Attorney General Kwame Raoul, Governor J.B. Pritzker, Brandon Mayer Johnson, Tony Preckwinkle, and anybody that has a progressive anything. If you progressively Democrat, progressive, anything that's progressive, anybody that voted on an illegal immigrant dollar, pick everybody the fuck up and take them to where R. Kelly is. Please. July 3rd. I need y'all to get y'all. This has to be. We gotta show out. We have to show out. We have to show out, and we have to show out in style. We have to show out in grace. We have to show out as a vibe, because we are a vibe. The conservatives are a vibe. The moderates are a vibe. The people who see the BS, see that this shit is not evolving. It's not evolving at all. It's getting worse. We need y'all to come to DC, because you going to Springfield is not doing anything. They all the same. You have to go to the federal level. And right now, that's the whole purpose. That's the main reason why I voted for Republican. That's why I keep trying to tell people. It wasn't because of me aligning with a party. It really was. This was the worst customer service I've ever had in my life. I have never, ever, ever had to fight 2 years for some shit that you guys did wrong. Like I said, I've sued plenty of private corporations on this same constitution and one like this. They didn't make it to a court. They didn't even make it to a courtroom. So I'm trying to figure out, why am I going through all the hoops and getting shut down and getting ignored, and y'all showing like that? We don't give a fuck that you coming down here for 2 years. We don't give a fuck that we knocked down your family's building. We don't give a fuck if your family has all the evidence. We don't care. This is Chicago. Okay? We do what we want to do, how we do it, and that's that. We want your land. And at the end of the day, we promised it to somebody. And you can go to Father Flager, bitch ass. Father Flager's not going to do anything over there in Auburn Grisham, because he runs Auburn Grisham and all that shit. So you got to do this. You got to do this shit yourself. So that's what people need to understand when they come to me. I don't give a fuck about neither one of these parties. What I care about is that I voted for Trump because at the end of the day, he know what it is. He know these motherfuckers is on some bullshit. He know, because they trying to put him and lock him up for some bullshit. They pick and choose. You got a nigga by the name of Adam. Let me just say this real quick. This is how sick the Democratic Party is. Damn. Anthony Weiner. Anthony David Weiner, born September 4th, 1964. Is an American former politician who served as the U.S. representative for New York's 9th Congressional District from 1999 until his resignation in 2011. A member of the Democratic Party, he consistently carried the district with at least 60% of the vote. Weiner resigned from Congress in June 2011 after it was revealed he sent sexually suggestive photos of himself to different women, including a minor. He was in office from January 3rd, 1999 to June 21st, 2011. He was succeeded by Bob Turner and then taken over by Chuck Schumer. Also, he was a member of the New York City Council from the 48th District, January 1st, 1992 to December 31st, 1998. He's originally from New York City. He was married to Huma Abedin from 2010 until 2017. They have one child. He went to SUNY Plattsburgh, State University of New York for SUNY. He's paroled. His charge was transferring obscene material to a minor. He got 21 months in federal prison, paid a $10,000 fine required to permanently register as a sex offender. A two-time candidate for mayor of New York City, Weiner, whatever he wants, Weiner, finished second in the Democratic primary in 2005. He ran again in 2013, placing fifth in the Democratic primary. In 2007, Weiner pleaded guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor and was sentenced to 21 months in prison. He was also required to register as a sex offender. Weiner began serving his federal prison sentence the same year and was released in 2019. On December 10th, 2024, Weiner announced his candidacy for New York City's second city council district, a registered child molester. This is the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party. He was born in Brooklyn. He's a middle son of Jewish parents. On May 27, 2011, Weiner used his public Twitter account to send a link to a woman who was following him on the social media platform. The link contained a sexually explicit photograph of himself. After several days of denying that he had posted the image, Weiner held a press conference in which he admitted he had exchanged messages and photos of an explicit nature with about 6 women over the last 3 years and apologized for his earlier denials. After an explicit photo was leaked through the Twitter account of a listener of the Opie and Anthony show, Weiner announced on June 6, 2011 that he would resign from Congress and formally did so on June 21st. A special election was held on September 13th, 2011 to replace him. Republican businessman Bob Turner defeated Democrat David Leprin to fill Weiner's seat. A second sexting scandal began on July 23rd, 2013, which was several months after Weiner returned to politics in the New York City mayoral race. Weiner sent explicit photos under an alias to a 22-year-old woman whom he had contact as late as April 2013, which was more than half a year after he left Congress. The woman was later identified as Sydney Leathers. On August 28, 2016, the New York Post reported that Weiner had sexted another woman, including sending a picture while he was lying in bed with his young son. The New York Times reported the next day that Weiner and his wife, Huma Abedin, intended to separate. Abedin announced her intention by stating, "After long and painful consideration and work on my marriage, I have made the decision to separate from my husband. Anthony and I remain devoted to doing what is best for our son, who is the light of our life. During this difficult time, I ask for respect for our privacy." In September 2016, claims were published that Weiner had engaged in sexting with a 15-year-old girl from North Carolina, and devices owned by Weiner was seized as part of an investigation into this incident. The report prompted a criminal investigation, and Weiner's laptop was seized. Emails that were pertinent to the Hillary Clinton email controversy were discovered on the laptop. This prompted FBI Director James Comey to reopen the investigation 11 days before the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Hillary Clinton said Comey's decision was one of the reasons she lost the election to Donald Trump. It's always. All right. On January 31st, 2017, the Wall Street Journal reported that federal prosecutors were weighing whether or not to bring child pornography charges against Weiner over the incident. On May 19, 2017, the New York Times reported in its online edition, Weiner had surrendered to the FBI that morning. He pleaded guilty to a single charge of transferring obscene material to a minor. Under the agreement, Weiner faced a sentence to 21 to 27 months in federal prison and will be required to register as a sex offender at his sentencing hearing September 25th, 2017. Presiding Judge Denise Colt sentenced Weiner to 21 months in prison beginning on November 6, 2017, with an additional 3 years of supervision following his prison term. On November 6, 2017, Weiner reported to Federal Medical Center in Ayer, Massachusetts, to begin his 21-month sentence. After getting about 3 months deducted from his sentence for good behavior, Weiner was released from prison on February 17, 2019, and sent to a halfway house. Weiner was released from Bronx Halfway House on May 14, 2019, and he's registered as a sex offender. In 2009, Weiner became engaged to Huma Biden, if I'm saying her name right, a longtime personal aide to Hillary Clinton. And they married in July 2010 with former President Bill Clinton officiating. Abedin is practicing Muslim of Indian and Pakistani descent. You see how they're getting up in here now. The Indians is getting up in these Pakistani descents, is getting up in this motherfucker. In December 2011, she gave birth to a son. In 2016, she announced that she was separating from Weiner in early 2017 and announced her intent to file for divorce with sole physical custody of her son. On May 19th, after he pleaded guilty, she filed for divorce. They both withdrew their divorce case from court in January 2018, saying they decided to settle the divorce privately in order to spare their 6-year-old son further embarrassment. As of November 2021, their divorce was reported to be in its final stages, although they still see each other and raise their son. They finalized their divorce in early 2025. And that, you know why they had that? She had to do that? Because she was waiting to see what was going to be next. Because guess who she's engaged to? Guess who she's engaged to? Alexander Soros. Soros lives in Manhattan and as of May 2024 was dating political consultant Huma Biden, whatever her last name is, and they made their debut attendance as a couple at the Met Gala. On the night of May 6, 2024, the couple announced their engagement on July 2024. Alexander Soros is the son of billionaire George Soros and Susan Weber Soros. He was raised in New York and has a younger brother, Gregory. Alex attended King Low Haywood Thomas in Stamford, Connecticut. He graduated from New York University in 2009 and in 2018 graduated with a PhD in history from the University of California, Berkeley. On June 11, 2023, the Wall Street Journal reported he would be the heir to the Soros fortune and would immediately take over the Soros Open Society Foundation. So as you see, the Democratic Party is an organized crime organization, criminal organization. And it is funded by racist billionaire Jews from all over, and they feel like they're not racist because as long as they have, especially our Black women in place who are being used as this, to be this enforcer and basically be like our like the master to the Negroes or the incompetent or whatever. It's insane. I said it earlier. Let me make sure I say it correctly, because I just be freestyling off of shit. Like when I wake up in the morning, I just think of shit like these motherfuckers. Like, but behind a lot of these liberal men are women who think their degrees give them license to say the most reckless things. They've built entire identities around victimhood and now use it as a shield for nonsense, all while pushing policies that harm the very communities they claim to represent. And it's honestly these racist Jews that with the money that are putting them in these places to dictate us. Like that is the supremacy of this all. And they hide behind this shit on some victim shit and try to call everybody anti-Semitic who ain't with the bullshit. Nah, y'all racist and y'all are terrible people and y'all have to have money to fund this racist bullshit with the help of putting these black people in these positions and make it seem like, see, there's no racism. See, that person's just irate. That person doesn't care. Nah, we know what it is. They know what it is. So that's the fucking problem. So that is what we have to break. In order to break that is you have to break and dismantle the Democratic Party. And the way you're going to break and dismantle the Democratic Party is we're going to start by going to Supreme Court July 3rd. I need y'all niggas to show up July 3rd in D.C., okay? That's number one. Number two is y'all need to register to vote. Y'all need to start talking to your kids about registering to vote. Y'all need to make sure they're registered as independents or Republicans. No more Democrat. No more Democrat. Independent. Let me get back. Let me get this back. Let me get it back. So I had my phone. It was about to die again. Independent or Republican. If you are a male that has any type of dignity and wants to remain dignity and wants to remain the household, wants to remain the main man in your household, you want to be able to lead. You want to be able to make sure that you are a proper husband, a proper father, a proper brother. You need to register as a Republican. You need to get into government. You need to start looking at this budget. You need to start going down to the meetings. You need to you need to start doing your research, look at your information, all that. You guys, everybody needs to boycott The View because the nerve of just explaining that dude, Anthony Weiner or whatever, the fact that The View had him on yesterday is crazy. They had that man on. That was a sex offender. That's a sex offender. A politician that's a sex offender. Y'all had him on The View, but y'all hate Trump. Y'all talk about Trump like a dog, and anybody that's around Trump, y'all hate. But y'all had a sex offender on there, and he's running for city council in New York City. You can't make this shit up. So yeah. So that's it. So we got to get a lead. We're already in the lead, but we have to continue to keep this lead going because I'm gonna be real 100 with you. I don't think I'm getting back on no mainstream like the Breakfast Club and stuff. Like I don't believe that they thought that I killed them 30 minutes. I was able to say everything I need to say real quick to start letting everybody know the shit was fucked up, okay? And they didn't think that it was going to come from somebody like me because I'm everything what they say a Democratic person they fight for, okay? They didn't give two fucks about me being black, gay, or a woman. They didn't care about none of that shit when it came to corruption and they're trying to take my generational wealth. Now you ain't supposed to know all that. No. So saying that to say, because I'm really hoping that I can get back on the Breakfast Club, back in the Breakfast Club or any other mainstream. But I'm trying to tell you, they don't want us to prosper. They don't want, like, it's gatekeeping all over the place. Like niggas don't want, like I said this, and I'm gonna end with this because I gotta go. But one of the things that I said earlier today, and it's true, is we say we want generational wealth, but we don't. We talk about building tables, but deep down, we don't want to share the table or create more seats for others. The truth is we don't want unity. We don't trust each other. We don't support each other. And many of us still carry a deep-rooted hate for our own. And now we're about to let Donald Trump divide us again, not because of him, but because of how broken we are. And I hate that for us. And I really do. I really fucking hate that for us. We've normalized RICO charges in our community when a lot of it is just survival, but your elected officials are running organized rackets every day using your tax dollars and nobody says a word. When we do it, it's criminal. When they do it, it's called policy. And when I talk about it, it's a problem because I am talking for everybody. And that is a problem. Women who understand the importance of the man and raising their son to lead and be a good man in this cruel society and this cruel, hurtful world, please get him some conservative etiquette classes. Teach him about conservatism. Teach him about policies. Teach him about what's right and what's wrong. Teach him stuff that a grandparent should have taught them a long time ago, or your father, or if your father passed away at a young age, your grandparents are no longer here, whatever. Show them some Dick Gregory, some Dr. Claus, some Malcolm X. Show them ain't nobody going. Okay, this is our tax dollar that's running all of this. All of this. We are the fucking customer and getting fucked. Fuck these Democrats. Real talking, anybody that's riding for these niggas. Fuck them and fuck you too. Peace.